Hello everyone, welcome back from spring break. I sincerely hope that, number one, you're feeling safe and sound wherever you are and that you got some rest over the week. I know, at least from my perspective, the couple weeks leading up to spring break were really busy. This whole online thing, we're wearing it out. Um, and so I wanted to, before we get into the week at a glance, I wanted to just talk to you guys a little bit. I think that this moment in history is a character-defining moment for us. And I think that for the rest of our lives, we will all look back on this time and we'll be thinking about what happened during this time. What was I up to during this time? And so think about that. The way this is all turning out just for our world, our MA world, our APES world, of course, I would have never have chosen this ending to the school year for you guys. And I know that it feels like a lot has been taken away from us, and I feel it too. I think about the juniors who are working so hard this year. It's such a big year for you guys. And then, of course, there's the question of grades and credits and A through G and all of those kinds of things that are real. I think about our athletes that had just lost their seasons, the baseball players we have. And most of all, I think about the seniors in our APES community and just the things that we've lost, whether it's prom, graduation and what that's going to look like, and having closure with your friends after you've gone through this really long journey together before you head off to the next chapter. And I also think about our APES community. For me in the past, this last quarter of the school year is one of my favorites because the community just continues to gel. We take the AP exam, and then it's actually a really uplifting end of the year, and that's all going to look different this year. And I'm not quite sure what it's going to look like, but it's going to look different. And so, whatever you're feeling about how this is going, what things that are going on right now, I want to validate that. I think we're all experiencing it and processing it in different ways. And I think most of all, we want to be safe. But whatever you're experiencing, I want to validate that. And then come back to this idea that this is a character-defining moment for us. And I think the best thing we can do is stay at home. But what can we do while we're at home to help ourselves, to help our families, to outreach to others online? So it's something to think about. And, just as for you as a learner, it's like this is the test. Right? It's like, what are we doing while we're even at school? We're preparing all of us to be lifelong learners. And if you've got an online computer connection or an online cell phone connection, the world is still wide open. And so it becomes like, what am I interested in? Can I pursue that? Am I only chasing points and grades? Because of course everything is in question. But in the end, it's about you and wanting to learn and just recognizing the importance of continuing on. And so I want to encourage you guys all to do that while validating, the things that are coming up for you. And so here we go with Week at a Glance. And so before we get into the week at a glance, let's just look at where we are in the school year. And so really we've got 2 more weeks of new material to complete our scope of what we were going to be able to accomplish this year for APES. 2 small units. One's on oceans, one's on mining. And then after that, what we've done in years past is we've started a pretty intense review process, getting ready for both your final exam, which happened the week before the AP exam, and it mimics the AP exam, and then we turn around and take the AP exam. And so we'd study one time, build up, and then do it, and then be done with it. And the process, I think, worked pretty well. Of course, this year, all bets are off. And I know there's some questions about the AP exam and just how we're going to close out the school year. Please, let's just put them on hold for now. I'm coming up with ideas, and I've got an evolving vision of what we're going to be able to do here. But more to follow on that later. For this week, here's the first thing I'd like you to do. In my opinion, we've had 3 pretty remarkable guest speakers come through our class within the last month, starting with Jonathan Pershing. If you can please go to the assignment in EduBlogs, or not EduBlogs, in Canvas, and click on the thing that says thank the guest speakers. There's a Padlet in there. Super quick, just write a sentence on something that resonated with you or something you remember from what they said or what they presented, and sign your name. That would be really great. Won't take you very long at all. And just in life, usually the thank yous don't take very long to do, but they go a long way. And so we got to show some appreciation for these guys. I didn't pay, none of them were paid. They did this because they wanted to. And so let's appreciate them. Secondly, thank you to everybody that the Friday before we did the spring break, that everybody that got in and did their FRQs. I think that process worked as well as it could have. And so if you, right now you've got 3 FRQs posted in Canvas. One was for the ozone FRQ we took in class, and then the 2 from that Friday. If you want to replace your lowest score, you've got an opportunity to do that this Friday. And so it'll be the same thing. There'll be 2 FRQs available. One will be at 10 o'clock a.m. exactly, and one will be at 11 o'clock a.m. exactly. And then if you take one of those and it's a higher score, I'll replace the other one. And if you, for some reason, didn't take the FRQs on Friday, this is your opportunity, and it's your last opportunity. And so those will be posted for you there as well. So please handle that. That's important. On Friday, after the FRQs, I'm going to have Zoom office hours from 10 o'clock to noon, and that's totally optional. If you just want to pop in, you have questions, you want to talk, something's going on, you need help, or you just want to say hello and connect, I'd be happy to see you. It's not, don't feel obligated, but I'll be there hanging out, waiting, and hoping somebody will come in to say hello. So that's on Friday. By Sunday, please do this. They're in the same vein as appreciating our guest speakers. Let's appreciate the people that read your EduBlogs. And of course, I guess first of all, I appreciate all of you. I think you really did a nice job just from the very beginning. It was a village effort, reporting on all these different environmental topics and posting them in a place where people could read them. And it was just a great mechanism for us to keep our eyes on what's happening in the world with environmental science. And hopefully at this point, you're like, yeah, it's happening every single day, even during COVID-19. And some of it's related to COVID-19, but environmental issues are around us all the time. And the whole thing wouldn't have worked if it wasn't all of us contributing. And so I appreciate you for doing that. And I want you to thank your readers. So please just hop in there one more time, thank your readers, answer their questions, and then we'll be good with that part. And I hope you feel like you're a relative expert on your topic after following it all year. Okay, so that's the thing. And then that's thing number 1 or number 2, whatever. And then here's what I'd like you to do. The unit we're going to be working on is oceans. Please read chapter 16. It's all about oceans, and it's got some, I guess, some abiotic components, but the big one, of course, is like sea life and the fisheries. And so we've talked about oceans before, and we did our limpets work, and we've been to the ocean together. And so it's a really big deal. And so read that chapter, do the online quiz, and then I'd like you to watch a film. And if we were in class, the film I'd show you guys in class is called End of the Line. And I thought it was available on YouTube, but it's not. Just little clips of it are. And so I've been searching. I can't quite find it. If you can find it on YouTube, that would be awesome. But you can. I am going to post a link. And you can get it on Amazon Prime if you have that. And it costs $4.99. I don't want to force you, or I'm not going to obviously require people to spend money. If you can do it, I like that film the best. It's 90 minutes long. It was made in 2009. It's slightly dated, but I think I really like the film. Or you can do this one in YouTube. It's called Troubled Waters. Also a highly, recommended film. I like End of the Line better, but this one will do the trick. And what I want you to take away from this is one, just remember that we've been using our oceans for thousands and thousands of years. Since there have been people have been fishing from the oceans, right? Some of you guys, I'm sure, are familiar with this, this, I guess, saying. It's a little sexist, but it was the time. Give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime. And so that is true, but what happens if we take all the fish? For all you sushi lovers out there, this is not going to be good news, but a lot of the fish that's showing up at sushi restaurants is, I mean, here's the spoiler alert, the fisheries are collapsing. Bluefin tuna, which is a sushi delicatessen, and not usually showing up in most sushi restaurants around here, but it does sometimes. Highly endangered fish. Check out this headline. Bluefish sells for a record $1.76 million for one fish. That is some pretty big incentive to go fishing. I thought that was crazy, but look at the date, 2013. Here's one from last year, bluefin tuna again, $3.1 million. Same, it's incredible, all in Japan. And so while that kind of incentive exists, you can just imagine people are going to keep fishing those fish. It's a tragedy of the commons. So the spoiler alert again is that it's not just bluefin tuna. All of them, the fisheries are collapsing in our ocean, and it's largely a tragedy of the commons. They're in international waters. So some important things to know are, what are the fishing techniques? What's the deal with fish farming? There's a lot of irony there. Fish farming is really important for us to know about. And then really how to be a responsible consumer. I'm not here to say stop eating seafood, but I am here to say we can make better choices or make conscious choices. And so if you remember back to our very first day of APES, we played that Tragedy of the Commons fishing game. And so it's a full circle back to that, but here's what it is. People are not fishing like this anymore. People are fishing like this, totally industrial. Picture long lines like this one here, like with thousands of hooks on them, miles long, and just huge nets and purse seins, and really this high-tech war we've waged on the oceans, and we're winning. And so it's important for us to know about, but here's the most important thing, in my opinion, of everything we've studied this year. This is one of the issues that's the most solvable, and we can have a quick turnaround time on that. How long does it take for fisheries to recover? You just got to leave them alone for a little while, and they can rebuild. And so it's really important for us to learn how to manage those fisheries and see what can be done to help these things recover so we can keep getting food from the ocean. And so I'm going to leave you there. Hopefully we'll see some of you guys Friday. I miss you guys so much. Take care of yourselves.